The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this year's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Green Rebels basketball team. We'll preview this year's team and preview who's on the roster, preview the schedule ahead, and what the conference will look like in the 2025-26 season. But first, as always, we need to get a billboard spot in first, so we'll be right back after this quick break to touch on this year's season here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Gary's Paint and Body Shop, and by First Horizon Bank.
Twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this year's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Green Rebels basketball team. As always, joined here with Rebels head coach Terry Hoese. Coach.
Yes, sir.
Feels like it's not been that long, but it has been that long. But here we are back for another year of interviews.
It goes fast.
It does go fast. It's like I told Steven, fall kind of flies by with football and volleyball. Then you get here with basketball before you know it. And basketball just feels like it drags on forever.
And it does.
But then when you get to the end of it, it also feels like it flies by too. But another year upon us. We've got the roster in front of us. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 2025-26 edition of the South Green Rebels. You can go throughout however you like, whether you want to go through numerically, whether you want to go through by class. Take me through this year's team and who we'll see on the court.
It's going to look a little different. We've lost quite a bit of height, lost a 6'8" and a 6'6". And then I've also lost my point guard. So, I won't say we're rebuilding. I've got several kids back that played last year, but I guess anchoring it will be Caden Fillers, be a senior, 6'6" post player. I've got to have a little more out of Caden this year. He's kind of been my banger and trash player over the past 3 years, but he's going to have to score a little bit now, and he knows that. So I look for good things from Caden. But he's got some kids back with him that played a lot last year. Gavin Dyer started. Gavin's back. And he's grown. Gavin's probably about 6'3", 6'4" now, and still able to shoot the ball, but he's able to go down and do a little more. He can go down in the post and beat and bang a little bit now too. So those two are back. And then Charlie Lane will probably be my starting point guard at this point. Charlie played a lot last year. And, if you've watched him play any football, Charlie's an athlete and competitor. So I look for good things out of Charlie. Rounding out the starting lineup right now, if I had to start and I had everybody, obviously some of these guys are football players. But Will Arwood is back. Will's a 6'1". He's kind of a mix between a guard and a post player. He's strong down in the post and can finish around the bucket, but he can also shoot it. And he's done some good things here in the preseason. Looking forward to seeing what Will does. And then rounding out that group will be Lucas Couch, who, he's about 6'2", 6'3", athletic, has played a lot over the past couple of years. So we lost a lot from last year as far as the starting lineup goes, but looking at it, we've also got quite a bit of experience back too. So I think we're going to be okay. And then you add, I guess one of the biggest surprises for me right now is Jamison White. Jamison's running point guard for me right now while football's still playing. And he's a sophomore. He's only about 5'8", 5'9", but he is playing really well right now. Plays hard, works hard, puts in a lot of time outside the gym, and it's really showing right now. So I'm very happy for him. But you got a couple of other seniors to talk about. Brant Wilhoit's coming back, and he gives me some spark. He plays hard and can shoot it a little bit. And I think that's it for my senior class. No, I've got Zach Mason. Don't leave Zach out. Zach's 5'11" guard. Played a little bit from time to time last year. Played a lot of JV. He can shoot it, and he plays hard. So we're going to be okay. And then rounding out, I've got Simon Burns, who's grown. Simon's probably about 6'3", 6'4". We'll see a lot of floor time. Alex Leon is my other sophomore. Right now, he's playing a lot in the preseason, and then Alex is coming on. He'll get some court time as well. And then Eli Fillers is my only other junior, and Eli jumps well, can shoot it halfway decent, and he'll give you everything he's got. He plays hard, so I look forward to what we've got. Noah Wright is probably going to be my sleeper. I say Noah Wright's not really a basketball player. Noah Wright's an athlete, and plays a heck of a lot bigger than what he is. I've got him listed at 6'1", and that may be stretching it. But man, he can go rebounds. He played a lot last year, so he's going to get a lot of his time too. So I've got 12 kids on the roster, and be upfront and honest with you, all 12 of these kids may be in every game. And, obviously some of them is going to play more than others, but I don't care to put either one of these guys in the game.
No freshmen on this year's team. Don't have the height, as you mentioned, from previous years. You were kind of gifted with height the last few years. I remember some people that I'm personal friends with would always ask me, where did South Green get this height from? Because South Green wasn't known to be that tall of a team, but you've still got Caden down there at 6'6", and you've still got some height around him with Gavin Dyer now 6'3", and then Simon Burns growing to 6'3". So you lose some height, but you've still got some height there. And with the pieces that you've lost from last year, how are you kind of configuring your team together, considering what you had lost last year?
Well, we're going to have to play a little bit different. I had Big Chandler Gamble down there last year in the post, and when you needed a bucket, a lot of times you could just throw it to him and he could score down around the paint. So Caden's going to have to pick up some of that, but we're going to play a lot more open post. I've got better shooters right now than I've had in the past. I will miss Jace Roderick. How could you not miss Jace Roderick? He was 6'6", played point guard for me for a couple of years, and I was able to move him over to a wing last year with Trey Gentry coming into play. But it's going to be hard to replace Jace. Leadership-wise, he played. He was a starter for me for a little bit as a freshman, and so he played for 4 years. Unfortunately for him, he did have some injuries last year and missed about 6 weeks of the season. But with that, it allowed some of these other guys to get some playing time. So I think we're better shooting the basketball, and we'll look to do different things this year than what we have in the past couple of years because of the height situation. But you'll see some of the same stuff.
Flipping the page, though, we'll go to the schedule now. But first, before we get to that schedule, we'll take a quick break first. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk about the Rebel schedule. We'll talk about the conference. We'll talk about non-conference and what holiday tournaments they'll be in. But first, we need to get a word from our loyal sponsors. So we'll be right back to cover that here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Tommy's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommy's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommy's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Green Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with basketball head coach Terry Hoese. I'm waiting for the time that I mess up and say the football team, because going from football season to basketball season is always a tough transition, especially when both are sponsored by Gary's Paint and Body Shop. While we've got the time, shout out to Gary's Paint and Body Shop. They're a loyal sponsor here at First Horizons Green Sports Zone. If you have any auto or body needs, call them up and go get yourself taken care of. Let's talk about the schedule, though, as we got it out here in front of us. We've got your first game a week away from the day that we're recording this on November 18th with Tennessee High up there in Viking Hall. Tough non-conference schedule, tough conference schedule as it always is, but first and foremost, the most important games of the year are the conference games. So let's go through the conference first. Okay. You've got your normal 3-county teams: South Green, West Green, Chucky Doak, and then you've got the other 2 non-county returners in Johnson County and Happy Valley. And then you drop Hampton and you get Unicoi County in this year. So take me through this year's conference and what we can expect.
It's going to be a tough conference, and it always is. There's never been any give-me's as far as I'm concerned. I feel like you have to play well every night. But obviously Unicoi coming in, they're going to be good. They played Greenville last year in the regional finals, and played Greenville pretty well up there. And they lost a couple kids, but they've got their heart of their team back. So I look for Unicoi to come in and be a really tough beat. And then West Green, arguably West Green could win this thing too. They've got their size back. They're physical down in the post, and they've got kids that can shoot it. So West Green will be a tough game. Chucky Doak, last year Chucky Doak kind of had a tough year for Coach Broyles. I'd never seen Chucky Doak where they were at last year, but I know they're going to be a lot better. He was in a situation last year where he played a lot of kids that had not played because of the numbers he had on the varsity that graduated the year before. So those kids have obviously got an extra year in them, so they're going to be much better. You never know about Happy Valley. Coach Williams up there does a great job, and at some point he's going to have a team that's going to compete. There's no question in my mind. And then Johnson County.
Well, the wild card this year, potentially.
Yeah, it's we've got a new head coach. Austin Atwood's left the program and brought somebody new in, so really don't know what to expect. I know Coach Atwood's kid left with him, and that was a big blow to Johnson County, but you never know. I know they're going to play our tails off. They always do, play hard. And don't really know what to expect at this point from Johnson County, so they could kind of be the sleeper.
Yeah, I think I like to coin one team as the wild card team every year, and that's going to be my wild card team this year, considering how they lost their best player and their head coach, so you don't know what to expect. Let's look at this non-conference schedule too, because it's 4 very tough non-conference teams. You got University High, one of the best Class 1A teams in the state. You've got Crockett, another 3A team that you've played a home and away with the last few years. You've got Granger, a 3A team, and the constant is always having North Green on the schedule to keep that county rivalry alive. So take me through your non-conference schedule and why you scheduled each team.
We've played Crockett for several years now, and they're always a good game for us. I think we've split just about every year. I think we've played them in the Hardee's Classic and won for the last couple of years. And then come regular season, they've beaten us and we've beaten them. So it's always been a good game. Obviously, Sam Charlton's there now, and I know Sam does a really good job with any team he's with. So I expect Crockett's going to be really good. And they'll be a tough game for us. Granger, we've had friendship with those guys for a long time. I will continue to play Granger as long as those guys want to play. It's more of a, almost kind of feels like a friendship with us more than it is a rivalry. So enjoy playing Granger. They're always good, and it's a good game for us. North Green, you can't knock out North Green. They kicked my tail last year, and have for a couple of years here. It seems like they've had really good teams, and you start talking about AA, single A, triple A, you can kind of throw it out when you go play North Green, especially it's in-county rivalry. I know they want to beat us. We're a larger school, and they've got something to prove every year. So I expect that'll be a really good game with us as well. And then you bring in University High, don't really know what to expect. They've got a new head coach. They've been good in the past, and I expect that they're going to be good again, and maybe better than they have in a while. So you look at the non-conference, I don't like to schedule people that I know I'm going to go beat. I'm at that point in my career. This is year 26. Obviously, I don't like to lose. But when it comes down to it, man, these last couple of years, we've gotten to that regional semifinal game and had to play Austin East a couple times, and we've gotten knocked out at that game. We're looking to extend and try to get on down the road a little piece. And if you don't play a good regular season schedule, you don't have a shot. So.
You're right. And another thing, too, that's very glaring on here that will help with that point is you're now in 3 holiday tournaments.
Yes.
I know that the TSSAA is allowing 3 holiday tournaments now. You're sticking with the Hardee's Classic in Crockett, or I guess in Jonesboro at Crockett, which is a lovely tournament put on by everybody down there at Crockett. And you're in 2 Christmas tournaments this year. Going back to another lovely tournament, my personal favorite, the Big H Barbecue Classic. You can't get enough of that Big H Barbecue up there in Rogersville. And then you're going to Pensacola, Florida for a Christmas tournament the week after Christmas with the girls team. So first one I'm going to ask about is that Florida tournament. It's one that nobody else is familiar with. What was the concept of going down there to Florida and playing in that tournament?
Over the past, I've tried to take my team somewhere every few years. We fundraise and try to bank up some money, and I've taken 2 teams to the Bahamas, and we didn't want to go back to the Bahamas again this year. We liked the Hardee's Classic, and the Bahamas tournament's always at Thanksgiving. So we were looking for something at Christmas, and I don't want to go anywhere where it's cold.
Nobody does.
So we found this team or tournament in Florida, and don't really know what to expect. I know Unicoi been a time or 2, and they say it's a really good tournament. My understanding is that they try to group you up with more teams that are in your classification or close to your classification. So I don't know really what to expect, but I do know anytime that you go somewhere else and play that you're going to play good teams. So that's my expectation going to Florida, and hope kids can have some bonding time and enjoy it, but I also hope to go down there and get better.
And you got the Hardee's Classic and the Big H Barbecue Classic back on the schedule too. I know you enjoy being in those tournaments each and every year.
And those are good guys. Cherokee's been really good to us and invite us back every year, and the Hardee's has been really good to us and inviting us back. So hopefully we can go and do what we've done in the past. We've defended the Hardee's Classic for a couple of years now. And, man, it'd be huge to go up there and win this thing again with the group I've got and what I lost. And then the Big H Classic, we went down there last year and we were kind of shorthanded. We had some injuries at that point, and still competed, still played pretty well. I think we wound up finishing 3rd down there last year. And looking forward to going back to that. And like you said, it's more kind of a laid back. I like to go down there and eat the barbecue and have a good time. So those guys have been really good to us year in, year out to invite us back, and I hate not to go back.
Is the nachos your personal go-to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm a sandwich guy, but I saw, I was going to mention him next because I was going to talk about the coaching staff and Derek Dyer being back, but he had a plate of nachos last year, and they just looked too good. I had to go up there and I had to get them, and they were really good. So Big H Barbecue is like the only place that I will give free promo to, just because I encourage everybody to go down there and eat that barbecue and go to that tournament. When South Green competes in it from December 17th to the 20th, but we went through the roster, we went through the schedule. Same coaching staff as the past few years. We've got head coach Terry Hoese back and assistant coach Derek Dyer back. So the good news about having the coaching staff back is you still have that structure.
It's still enjoyable to me. And I had a guy ask me Saturday at our scrimmage, he said, "Are you never going to get out?" And man, I enjoy this. This is what makes me go.
I enjoy
love
this.
coaching.
I enjoy this season the most. For those who know me, basketball season is my favorite throughout the year. Football, I think, is maybe more exciting, but once you get to the months like late October and November, when you're standing out there in 3 layers of clothing and putting your hands up to the nice heaters that South Green has over there on the sideline on Rebel Hill, it makes you wish basketball season would get here quicker.
I've got some sense. I coach indoors.
Yeah. You don't coach a single outdoor sport.
No, sir.
But unless there's anything else you've got to add, I believe that's all we've got.
it.
That's your South Green Rebels for this year, 2025-26. We'll have more interviews in the coming weeks, but I think that's all we got this week, Coach. It's good to be back. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint Body Shop Terry Hoese Show. Look forward to seeing y'all next time here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.